Hi everyone, it's Patty. I'm just getting myself situated here. Make sure I'm in the right group. Make sure you guys can hear me. You know, the usual setup. Okay, come on computer, catch up. Okay, I'm live in the group. I'm facing the right way. That's good. And I'm going to talk so I can hear if I can hear myself. Do I have myself on mute? Yeah. Okay, you guys can hear me? Great. Expand this so that we can start. I'm just going to move and adjust things here. I just have to wait for my laptop to catch up to me so I can see if I'm in screen still. Move over a bit. Okay. All right. Hello, Kim. Good. I always get concerned. Hello, Michelle. Welcome to the first Will It Work Wednesday. An idea I had because sometimes my brain likes to think of 50 million ideas at once, but doesn't always execute it. So I'll go and buy supplies or I'll think about it all night and don't always do it. So I thought, hey, if I make myself do things, then I'll have stuff just kind of stashed to the side I can use as needed for projects when projects come up. So they're going to be like little snippets, little techniques, how-tos, those type of things. Just little quick tutorials. And just forces me to actually go and use my supplies that I'm hoarding. So if you had seen my post, I spelt seed wrong, but we're going to be playing with seed beads. And I got these cute ones from just Michael's. There's a whole bunch in here. It's a lifetime's worth, but I liked the color. I thought it looked like raindrops. So my plan today is take some of our Krafty Kimmy inks, make some little rain clouds, and use the seed beads to make rain. So I'll just go over the supplies I'll be using. So I have a little frame. Oh yeah, you totally can get them at the dollar store too. You don't have to go. They caught my attention when I was at Michael's the other day. I made a little frame, just with a die. So any frame die would work. And I added on the back some 3D foam strips. These ones are really thin, which I liked. And I'm not taking the backing off because I'm going to keep them on to make sure that I have a place to adhere my string behind. Uh-oh, okay. Uh-oh. All right, my video just stopped for a second, but it looks like I'm still live. And all I did was to make my frame match our Krafty Kimmy inks, as I took Morning Marigold and I just dabbed it on a Bristol Smooth piece of paper that I had die cut out, and then I added, for a little bit of glitz, Distress Spritz on it. So I didn't do this on camera because it was a pretty easy, quick, you just dab ink on and spritz. And it's not what we're here for today, but yeah, Kim. So that's why it's like, use it because we have it in our stash, right? The other thing, so you'll need seed beads, of course. Clear ones would be good too, or white ones if you want to make them look maybe like snowflakes, I was thinking as well. And then this is just monofilament illusion cord. In white. You can kind of see it on the screen there. It's very thin, but it's kind of got a plastic coating to it. I think you probably could use any thread, but I chose this because it has a bit of stiffness to it, so hopefully it'll hold up to what I had planned. So I have that. Also probably can buy it like fishing line or whatever too. Just gotta make sure it's small enough that it'll fit through the beads. I have our Cool Chicks stamp set, and I also pulled out Your Stupendous. Just because Your Stupendous is still on sale I have it on my post-it note here. $12.99 until Kim takes it off for the May stamps. Oh, I'm not on camera. But I just wanted this little clouds. I was just looking for cloud stashes to see where we have clouds. So Your Chick has a cute one. Your Stupendous has a different type of one. So I thought I'll get two different types out. And I just stamped those already. With embossing ink and white embossing powder. And I'm going to do, yes, Kim mentioned to me when I was asking her if we had some still. There's only a few left of this, but there are also cloud stamps in your other sets too. I will zoom in when we're going to go color these, but I just added embossing powder, white embossing powder on them. And we're going to do watercolor splashes onto the, like doing where you take a transparency and dab it into it with our inks. So colors I chose for inks, just to kind of match my beads, are Purple Pansy. We'll just use a little bit of this. Amazing Azure, because it's on sale, and it matched my bead color, which I was grateful for. Ooh, oh, okay. Melanie, that's a good idea too. So Purple Pansy, Amazing Azure, which is on sale this month. It's our color, ink color of the month. And the mini cube's $3.99, the large one's $10.39, and the refill is $6.39 if you're looking for prices. And then just to add a little bit of, because these are kind of storm clouds, I thought I'll add Incredible Indigo. So it's kind of like a blue-purple blend. And I thought I'd match your beads that I have out today. So I'm just going to take a transparency. Where did I put mine? Kind of stuff all over the place right now. I'll be right back and go grab one because I misplaced the one I had earlier. And actually, since I have this close by, I just check one of my clear plastic envelopes that I hold my stamps in. And I'm going to grab a white piece of paper just so you can see past the black. And we're going to use this as our watercolor base. And I'm not, like, I say watercolor, we're actually going to be using alcohol. Our inks are not watercolor necessarily. You can watercolor with them, and I have done that before. Sorry, I'm off screen. I need to move all my stuff over. But with a little bit of alcohol, another will it work? Can we use alcohol instead of water? Smush ink on and then dab our clouds. I believe we can. So I'm going to start with that. Just because we need to dye our clouds. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit of purple. And then a lot of Amazing Azure, which I do need to re-ink. I'm just squishing this onto the transparency. And then just maybe a little bit of Incredible Indigo first off. Might add more after. And then I'm going to give this a good spritz with the alcohol. I'm just using 99% alcohol because that's what I have. Just to make it wet. And we have to be fairly careful or quick because this is alcohol, so it does tend to dry up. I'm just going to grab a brush too. Just kind of swirl this around so it's not just one color. And let's see if this works. If it doesn't, I have a backup plan. So I am taking my cloud. I'm taking a one of those wands for beads. I'm just going to start dabbing this. And actually what I might do is to spray my cloud too. And that might just make it absorb better into the paper. And as you can see, the back is getting alcohol on it, so I know it's absorbing in. Let's see, what does that look like? That looks like a little rain cloud to me. Just put it on the side, and that's where kind of assembly lining things can help. I'm just going to add more of this in. And refill inks, if you want like darker colors, is probably going to be your go-to. But I kind of want a little bit of light and then work my way up darker if I need to. So it spritz my cloud so it's a little bit more watery. Dab into there. Just dab in here, swirl. Swirl. And if anyone has any tips, if they're like, oh, Patti, you're doing that a way that it could be easier, that's where this can help too. It's just we can all help each other. But I'm just going to make some little rain clouds, and I will take the ink off the white so the white will show up better after too. Add a little bit more purple in. maybe a little bit more Incredible Indigo. I kind of want that blotchy look, just because, again, they're supposed to be storm clouds. And actually, do I have some, you know what? I'm just going to use my fingers. I'm just going to swirl this with my fingers. Each cloud's going to look a little different just because I am just randomly picking up ink instead of just dabbing it with our, like a brush. Okay, that's kind of what I wanted more of. And this is only going to take me a few moments just to dye all these clouds, and then we have a whole bunch to use, and if I don't use them all on my projects, then I have a whole bunch to use for later on. And I'm going to store these in an envelope in my ephemera section. But then I got lovely storm clouds for future projects. So how's everybody this morning? I hope, again, this part's going to take me just a few moments and then we'll get to the beads. I hope everyone's going to learn something from this, even if it's just a little something. Came up with the idea last, Thursday craft-a-lon when I was talking about resin, and I had not a fail. It wasn't a fail. It was a cute project. It just didn't quite work as the way I wanted it to. So I thought, you know, instead of doing Throwback Thursdays and having projects that may or may not work, I practice these techniques on a Will It Work Wednesday. And if I fail, that's okay. Because I'm going to be able to be like, well, I did a whole bunch of techniques. What ones worked, what ones didn't. But I'm not making a full project going, oh, okay. It was fun. And I had fun. Don't get me wrong, Kim. But it was just not quite what I had pictured in my head. So that's okay. It just means I have to go back to resin and play with it again. And I will show you the coaster in just a second because I still have it sitting here. And the good news is, even though I haven't taken a photo of it yet, it hasn't, I was worried that it would, the ink or the resin would have soaked into the paper and wrecked the image, but it didn't. So I learned that, which is cool. Almost done this part. As you can see, I only have a few more clouds left. Oh, my computer is so delayed compared to what I am talking about. So I look up every once in a while. They see my hands doing weird things going, what was I talking about that I was doing this motion? All right. And again, spritz my cloud. So as we know, and I didn't swirl this one, but that's okay. Let's just see what happens when I don't swirl. But making a whole bunch of clouds at once means that if I don't like one of them, it's okay. It'll either go in my stash or I'll throw it out. At the end of the day, it's just paper, and we learn from our Krafty adventures. I'm just going to finish these clouds, and then I'll show you the coaster quickly, and then we'll get on to the other part of the project. Oh, that one didn't get any ink. Okay. I'm going to have to really re-ink my Amazing Azure after here. It's very dry. I'd go get the re-inker, but it's going to take over everything if I grab the re-inker right now. So there we go. Now it's soaking up some of the ink. That's better. Oh, I didn't add alcohol to this one. Let's see what happens if you don't add alcohol. Again, this is all just about experimenting, seeing what works. So how's everybody's week been? It's been busy at my work. Yesterday was such a go day that by 6:30 I was like, oh, I'm done. Okay. So I didn't get as much ink on here. When I didn't spray the alcohol, it didn't absorb into the paper as much, which could be a technique we want if we want a little bit of white space. But I'm just gonna add a bit of Amazing Azure to the back of that one, or to the transparency, I mean. I don't know, it's just ear infection. Because our seasons are changing, we always seem to get ear infections in. So it was ear infection day yesterday, and we had a whole bunch of dogs. I'm actually okay if there's a little bit of weight there too. We had a whole bunch of dogs who came in with ear infections. I'm going to turn my transparency over for a second and just add just Amazing Azure. I hope I had the refill. If I don't, I'll have to go get it because it is a pretty color. Okay, all my clouds are almost done. Spray my cloud. Let's try and get some more purple. The Incredible Indigo has such a strong pigment base to it, so it does tend to take over. But that is okay, because again, they're stormy clouds. They're not supposed to be too light. All right, I'm happy with all those. So now, just show you my coaster quickly, since I was talking about that. I made a few other resin pieces too, just they weren't with our ink, but this was the coaster I made the other day, if you hadn't seen the live. I took, I colored this image with You're Stupendous, because I love red pandas, and I chose a very like pastel color combo. So the good news is our inks did not run. So I know that works. And the Copics didn't run because they're alcohol based. So now I know that too. So again, when you're learning new things, is sometimes you make mistakes. Like there's a big air bubble here, so it's not a perfect coaster. But overall, it was still cute. I would still use it. I just will change it next time. But I did get some little sequins in there. And it still can be a cute little coaster for down here in my basement. So, did that. I made a quick little resin paw print. This also was kind of a fail. Just, I have holes in it. So, again, I'm learning. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this one. I'll just put a little bit of resin in here and see if I can cure it. And just clean up some of the areas. And then I'm thinking of putting magnets on the back of this and making a little magnet for my locker at work. And then there was just a little, I tried to do just like a half pour. This one got a whole bunch of fingerprints in it because my hands got on it in there. So I probably won't use that one as much. But yeah, that was just me playing the other day. And having fun. So my little clouds, if you did a really dark ink and you want to get the white back out, actually I'm gonna grab my piece of paper again. All you need to do, just grab my transparency because I just need a little bit of alcohol on Q-tips. All you want to do is, if you want to get the white embossing back on, is you spray a Q-tip. And then you just lightly guide over top of this, and it'll bring out your white outline again. I've done this technique before, so I'll zoom in. Sorry, I forgot to zoom in for the clouds, but I mean, I think you guys could kind of figure out. And I'm off screen again. Oh, now where am I? I zoomed in. Okay. Again, my computer doesn't play catch up with me, so I'm just going to make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. But we'll take this one that has a lot of ink on it. All right. Again, going to spray my Q-tip. And I'm just going to go over, and you'll see the magic. The white will come back in. And it's a good idea to every once in a while change the side of your Q-tip. There. And I'll take off the Incredible Indigo that's on there. As long as you heat embossed it properly. But, oh shoot, not camera again. Sorry, I'm just waiting for my computer to catch up. I zoomed maybe too far in. That's part of the problem. Okay. Don't worry, we have a lot of clouds. So you maybe saw that because I was off camera. I'm going to try another one. Okay. Let's check that I'm on screen. Okay. And then again, just magically going over the white. And maybe because I need to let these dry a little bit more, it's not quite going back to white on this one. But you get the idea. So maybe let it sit for a moment. But I like that it's kind of splotchy and cute little rain clouds. So I let those dry. And go bring back our frame. And I can show you all the glitz. Ooh. I'm just waiting for my camera to catch up again. Sorry about that. Camera seems way off today. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. Okay. And so we got our plastic on the back of that. I'm going to grab... I cut out all my stamped images before I stamp them with my silhouette. So I'm just going to grab the chick with the umbrella. Just the base of it. Just have to find which one it is. There it is. No, that's the balloon one. And I'm just going to place him down here so I know where he is. He's not stamped yet. Like I said, I'll stamp him after. Not today on camera, but I'll be making for the spring, or for our May challenges, I'm using this stamped image. But I'm going to use him because he is going to hide some of our string work too. And how we're going to do this today is I'm going to take a triangle tray and put my beads in it. Zoom back out. Sorry if I'm making everybody sick by zooming in and out. And I'm just going to pour some in there. Now, the one thing I will say about seed beads, they tend to get everywhere if you don't be careful. So I'm only going to take a little bit at a time. And I'm going to cut some string. And I'm going to do these two different ways because I had two different thoughts. So this could be the first way. Since we have a lot of little clouds, I'll show you how I'm going to do two different ways to do this today. And I just cut off a bit of string. Alright, so I'm going to take whatever cloud I like the best here. I like this one because it's kind of got multiple colors. And maybe this one. Actually, I'm going to switch this one out for this one. Alright. Again, that's one nice thing about having multiple ones is you got whole bunch of different ones. You'll need some foam tape or some foam squares. So this isn't a card maybe you send in the mail, or if you do, you just know you have to pay maybe extra postage for it. But I'm just going to put these foam squares on. I'm going to just cut them into smaller pieces here. So I can get them whole back covered. And again, you're trying not to pull off the backing if you can. Yet. And I'm going to see how many strings I want. So the clouds are going to go basically, or the strings of rain are going to go behind the cloud. So I could probably do at least 3 or 4. And you don't necessarily want the whole string to be covered in beads, but just a few. Actually, since I'm going to be, just figure out what I'm doing here. I do want the cloud to kind of overlap the frame a little bit. Just going to peel back a little bit of my tape. Sorry, I kind of did that off camera again. Just so that I have a little bit of a lip so that can go there. And the strings are going to come down like this. So when I've seen cards who've done this before, like this technique, it's not new. But what they do is they usually go from the top of their frame all the way down, and then they hide it by putting clouds over top of it. And that is something you can do, but I thought it'd be cute to do it from the actual clouds. So I think my plan will work. So I'm just going to take the back of the clouds, take my string. I'm going to put a knot on the end of my string just so my beads don't fly off of here. Always cut it off if I don't need it. Because this is a plastic string, it's a little bit harder to tie a knot with. I want a fairly big knot because I don't want the beads to fall off. So I do that off camera, it's just easier for me. And you can get these special needles to fish your seed beads in, but I just saw a technique online where they just stuck it in your tray, try and pick up like 1 or 2 of the seed beads, and just fish it through. I hope you guys can see this okay. I'm just picking up seed beads and kind of going, doesn't matter what color combo I go with. Just want a little bit of purple, a little bit of blue. Oh, that one didn't go on. Here, I'll try and be on camera more. It's probably not an easy project if you have a hard time with small items, but just take your time. No rhyme or reason because I want it to look a little random. So just every once in a while I'll get a darker one in. Or a few. Okay, and these are going to be our raindrops, right? So, here, I'll zoom in. By putting my hand closer to the camera. Maybe I'll have to zoom in. It's so tiny. Okay, let me just try and zoom in again. Just put this here and hopefully don't spill. The one thing you don't want to do is spill that tray. So be very careful. Just have to stand up so I can actually try and zoom in. Oh, and I zoomed all the way out. Okay, I'm at number 3. So down here. Okay, let's get that tray in the view. Oh, yeah, I remember doing bracelets on looms too, Kim, as a kid. And I used to make sun catchers a lot too, and sometimes I would use beads for those. But yeah, you're just, again, trying to be careful not to spill all the beads. That's why I'm putting it in a triangle tray or a tray of some sort. It's just so that I'm basically fishing them onto the line. I get it, fishy. And I'm just letting them fall down all the way to the knot. I'm just going to see if the knot can hold. Oh, good. The knot will hold them. So I probably have way too big of a string because it's going to take forever. Otherwise, I'm not going to do a whole, like I said, the whole string. Just going to add a few. And then I'm going to cut it smaller. You can see me kind of just slowly fishing the beads on. And again, if anyone has a better technique, let me know if anybody does anything with seed beads. But it is working. So will it work? Yes, it will work. Okay. So there's a line of beads. And it's okay, like I'll give them a little bit of space so that they look like they can move a little bit. Because as you can see on this line, it moves quite a bit. So I'm going to cut this maybe here. And we're going to hide the knot end. So I'm going to put another knot here. You don't need to, you can just use tape, but for my convenience today, just do this. Yeah, maybe tape would have been easier, but that's okay. I am committed to doing this now. Because I have to go get tape. I'm going to have to go find it. So. Okay. So I have a line that kind of, the beads will move back and forth. And this is why you don't want to take your tape off until you're ready. So I'm going to take the tape on my cloud here. I'm going to bend it back. And I'm going to put this here. And we're going to add, oh, I do have to add tape or something on top of it. And I'll cut it afterwards. But here's our first line. And I'll probably hide the other line of the knot underneath. Actually, we don't even need the knot. There. All right, I'll be right back. I just gotta go find tape. You can't see, oh shoot. It's the hard part when you zoom in. Okay, so all I did was I took the tape off of the backing of my cloud here. Just gonna see if my computer's caught up. Okay, I'm way down here. And I just added the string on, and as you can see, we have the cloud. When I glue this behind the image, we'll have a line of beads that will be our rain. So I'm going to just repeat that a few times, just for this cloud. And then I'm going to show you my other idea for another cloud. So I'm just taking the string again. It's hard to be zoomed in. So my camera, I hope that you guys, it's not too dark. Oops, that's the wrong button. Oh, my light on my computer was off. That's why. All right, I will have to go find tape because I forgot that you do need to try and tape this in. So having silkwing tape is probably your best friend at the moment. But I'm just going to do another line. And I'm just going to add a knot just to the bottom. I don't think I need to do it to the top. Now I look at it. Again, and that's why we call this Will It Work Wednesdays also. Like, I am learning what's going to work best for this technique and adapt as we go. I'd only do 2 clouds here, but you could do a whole bunch. And I might, for my project, once I'm done it, do a few more. I have to put some hills in too, so everything's going to fit kind of in the frame. Okay, that's good enough. And again, just doing a fishing line of fishing the beads in. Am I on screen? I'm going to move up a bit. Can't wait to get a new laptop. It's on the list. So anybody have any summer plans? Going anywhere? I'm going to Calgary again in June for a little solo trip. I've never taken a trip all by myself. I've always had somebody with me. I've always been afraid to go by myself anywhere. But I really, after going to Calgary just a couple weeks ago, went, you know what? I could probably do a solo trip to Calgary and just do a practice round. So I'll be going to Calgary, doing a little bit of shopping, but mostly mural hunting. I got my hotel. It's just on the Beltline. So I'm excited. It's just Calgary. It's not very much different than Edmonton, but I guess Calgarians might disagree on that. But in general, it's still a trip. It's still somewhere I haven't been. Still getting food that, I don't have here. So I'm excited. And then plan in September to go to Paris. Have we booked anything yet for Paris? No. So I'm kind of holding my breath on that one. But I'm going to maybe be, like, my mom wants to go on a trip. I was supposed to go for my 40th birthday on a cruise, and we kind of kiboshed that when I decided to change jobs. So I wasn't going to be like, hey, new clinic that I just started at. Why don't you give me a week off to go, or a couple weeks off to go on this cruise. So we just decided we weren't going to do that now. But there, that's good enough. And that one I'm going to put here on this. So I'm just going to peel this one off. And I don't want them too close together. I just want them, and they can be different lengths a little bit, but I might go up a little higher on this one. But we're just going to add the beads, and then I'll make this go straighter so that they look like they're rain falling down. Okay, sorry, I just should read the comments. Okay, Dean wants us to go out west this summer. Oh, ooh, Scotland. Oh, I want to go to Scotland too. My cousin lived there for 3 years, and man, every time I see any photos she has, I'm just like, oh man, I need to go to Scotland. It's really for like the artwork and the architecture, and just see, and the fact that with Scotland, you can go to a lot of different places too. Where out west would you go, Melanie? Like Vancouver, or? I had to do the north. Never eat soggy worms. Yeah, we're west. I don't know why I can't picture, like, are you guys going to Alberta? Are you planning on just going to the mountains or Vancouver? That'll be fun if you guys can go. Especially if you haven't been over here. It's a different climate than you guys have. I do like BC. BC's beautiful. If you guys are going there, that's I would recommend it. There are quite a few places that you can go there. The mountains are beautiful. The oceans near Vancouver, those type of things. So I'm just gonna do another line of beads here. And again, it's just repetitive. Oh, sorry, lovely view of my hands there. I was just tying a knot on the end of my next string of beads. You do get faster the more you do it, so once you kind of get the hang of putting the beads on, it's not so bad. Kind of knowing where to hold on the string helps too. And I'm not really counting, I'm just kind of doing what feels right to me. If you have some OCD tendencies, you may want to count them or have a pattern or whatever. I'm not that person to do that. So I think the random looks better anyway, so okay, come on. Okay, I got 2 on that one. The nice thing about this string is it does move the beads really fast on it. So it'll move them up and down really good, like a shaker. Okay, maybe one more. All right. And then this one I'm going to place here. Try not to make them all equal lengths. We could put that one down a little bit. All right. So you could add more, obviously. You could do a whole bunch of strings, but I think 3 is good enough. I like doing things in odds. Ooh, excited. Oh, okay. Ooh, that's oh, yeah. You guys need to see the mountains if you've never seen the mountains, Melanie. I take it for granted sometimes because I live here, but the mountains they really are worth coming for sure. I will say that you could probably stay at it depends where you want to go for the mountains, but you can stay not at the mountains because it's expensive to stay there. Here's my tape. But you do want to maybe stay away from the mountains and just take day trips there. Oh, I can't see much. I know, I was just grabbing. Sorry, guys. It's really weirdly zoomed today. I wish I could be consistent with how it looks on the camera, but here, I just moved it out. Yeah, hit me up for suggestions. It kind of depends on what area you're wanting to go for the mountains, but yeah, that'd be cool. And excited to go to the cottage, of course. You guys have so much fun when you guys go to the cottage. So I'm just adding sequin tape to the back of that. Just kind of hold the bead line in place. And make sure that it doesn't come off. And I'm just going to take the backing off. I always have a hard time with the backing. Here we go. But I'll just secure our tape, our bead line down without us having to worry about it coming apart. Yeah, yeah. It's cheaper to stay away from the mountains, but taking road trips is not that expensive. So I'm gonna zoom out again so I can see where I'm at. Oh, zoom is also not my friend today. There we go. Okay. And I'm just gonna make sure my camera. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, zoomed out more than I want. So now we have lines of beads that are going to go up and down and make us have lovely rain coming from our clouds. Obviously, these strings we don't need, so I'm going to cut them. I just wanted to make sure I had them secured with tape first. Okay, so I just cut off the strings off the back that were poking outside of the cloud. All right, and now I am wanting to, I forgot that I was going to hit this one here. So I'm going to add just a little bit of glue. Just to the side that's going to stick to my frame. And I shouldn't have taken my tape off, but that's okay. And that's just going to sit, I need it low enough that I can hide the beads behind. Okay. Add some glue. Put the tape back on. Maybe I can put the backings back on for a bit, just so that it doesn't stick everywhere I don't want it to stick. For now. Okay. So, lesson 1. Don't take the tape off until you're ready to glue it to a project, because now I'm going to have this stick everywhere. Okay. And I'm going to stick this down low enough that it sticks to my frame, and I'm just going to hold this in place for a second. Spruce Meadows, okay. Is that where the horses are? Okay. Now, we are going to take this, I'll zoom in a little bit. And I just want to lift this up, but not get rid of it. And I'm going to take our strings and try and tighten it up a bit and put it down here. And this is where you want to be a little bit straight so that it kind of goes up and down better. Just make sure my beads can fly. I'm worried this one, well, it's okay. If the knot's there, as long as you have your string long enough that it touches there, it's okay if the knot's there. I'll hide it with something. Hi, Margie. I am making little bead clouds. I'll show you in a moment. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties with my camera today, but hopefully everyone kind of gets the gist of what I'm doing. This one was a little close, so I'm going to put this one a little bit over. Okay, and I'm just going to put the tape or the backing up my tape, off camera again, backing up my tape back over top of that line so that it holds it in place. And now we have little rain beads going up and down our cloud. So when we shake our card, it'll go up and down. And he can sit here or over here somewhere, and we can hide the knot that I have there with something, even a flower, it's fine. But the nice thing about it not going all the way down to the bottom is it'll keep some of the beads there. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna make that one. And then I'll decorate the rest of that later, and I'll show you guys when I have my Saturday project made for the mid-month challenge, because that's what I'm using it for. Obviously, I'll put another cloud, but we don't need to do the exact same thing. You guys get the gist of that. Oh, one other thing I'll do is, I'm not going to do it yet, because just in case I need to add more tape, is cut the strings on this side. Sorry. Yeah, I've seen that online, so it's not new, but at least then my clouds have beads kind of going up and down, and it looks like it's raining. So that's cool. But yeah, I'll just cut the strings off here. And I'll put probably another cloud over here. And then our little guy will sit. And again, for those who are just joining me, I have not cut out our little guy, or stamped our little guy yet. He is from the Cool Chicks. He'll be the chick with the cloud, or with the umbrella. But I'll probably put him over here or something like that so the beads show. And then I'll hide something like a little flower here just to hide that knot. But yeah, that's how I made that frame today. So will it work? Yes, it worked for that project. Now I'm going to take one of our clouds. And since it's dry now, let's take our alcohol and our Q-tip. We're just doing this just to get the white back. Yeah, I think that was the problem, was the ink wasn't coming off the embossing just because it wasn't dried yet. So do let it dry first. I just showed one more technique that I thought of, just to make little embellishments that I'll keep and not have to worry about putting it with a shaker window. So again, cutting a bit of string. And I'm going to, instead of doing straight lines this time, I'm going to do like little loops. So they'll go like this underneath the clouds, and they'll have like a wavy pattern. And just trying to think if I need a pop-up dot or if it's okay with just sequin tape. I'm going to do sequin tape on the back of here, which is just that extra sticky tape. So I don't have to mess with foam. Just going to put it to the bottom of the cloud. And this time, I'm going to keep my backing on. Until I need to take it off. Okay, I'm going to grab my seed bead tray. And again, just do the same thing. But this time I'm going to try not to put a knot in it. So I'm just going to hold with one finger, like with my middle finger and my index finger. I'm going to hold the one side and just braid it. And then I have with my thumb and the other one where I'm going to put my beads. And again, same thing, just going to string some beads on. Again. I'm on camera. Need to hold up higher. There we go. So this time I don't really want to add a knot if I can help it. And this was the original idea I was going to do. I wondered if anyone had done something similar to this. Couldn't really find anything. Okay, so I'm going to let that bead drop just for a moment, but I'm going to keep the ends. I'm just trying to do it so I don't have to put a knot in it. The other thing you could do is get reverse tweezers or something to hold the end. Or like I said, a little piece of tape that you could take off. And make sure you're grabbing the right end. Okay. Maybe I'm making this harder than it needs to be. And maybe that's what Will It Work Wednesday will learn is Is there an easier way to do things than how Patti does them? Probably. Here. I've changed my mind. I am going to grab some reverse tweezers. I'm going to hold that with the reverse tweezers on the end so that they can't slide anywhere. I just don't want them falling off the end, because what's the point then? Oops, sorry, I shook the camera. So I'll just make sure I'm on camera again. Okay, so that the reverse tweezers are just holding that in place. That'll make my life easier. And again, just adding some of those beads on. Now I can just do that. The other thing I guess I could do is always tie or tape the line to the card, the other side. The one thing I also thought about would be cute is get some clear or some white beads and make them look like snowflakes. Be cool if they made snowflake beads. I know I had some like button ones back in the day, but they were so big it wouldn't have been easy to do with this. But I wonder if there's some seed beads that look like snowflakes or something. Something to think about. Or is that something I can make? Okay. So we're just adding those beads on. I'm going to take the back of the tape, of the silk wing tape, just peel it off, just half off, like I did with the tape we were using. And I'm going to actually stick the bottom half of this to the tape. Okay, and then I'm going to take my tweezers and pull that off. And then I want them to kind of loop up and see if this will work. And I took my tape off again. I need to learn not to do that, but that's okay because we're just going to do this. I don't know if this is going to look silly, but I thought it'd be worth a try. I'm going to put my tape back down, or the backing of my tape down. Let's see. And just makes maybe a whimsical, like, loop underneath our clouds. I'm not sure if I like it as much as I like the... Yeah, that's something I would do too, Melanie. I was trying to avoid that. If no one was here to watch me, that would be something I totally would have done, Melanie. So that's why the reverse tweezers actually worked really well. That was something else I learned today. But my thought was I could do, like, even rainbows, maybe. But do them this way somehow. Something like that. But I just thought it'd be cute if they were just like hanging like almost like a ring down on the side, so I could do another loop. And maybe that's what I'll do off camera. But you get the idea. I would cut obviously this part off, but I'm going to save it. I might add another loop with just trying to use the same string. But does everyone get kind of the idea? It's been almost an hour. So maybe I'll just do it quickly since we'll just do it to the end of the hour here. So again, carefully, just trying to decide which side I should pull off here to make another loop. So I can probably leave that. And I'm going to try and see, now that I have one loop of string here, I'm going to just try and see if I can loop another string by holding my cloud and doing it this way so that it's still stuck on there. It is easier to get the beads on if you hold closer to the end of the string, I find, than the beginning of the string. There we go. I'm just going to make sure I'm on camera. You guys can see what I'm doing. Now, I'm a bit worried that when I go to do this, it's going to fall all the way down. We'll see. We shall see. Again, it doesn't hurt to try this. I have 1,000 and billion beads right now, so might as well try it and see if it works. Do have to kind of concentrate, so is one thing with the triangle trays, it'll make it easier for me to put them back in too. Okay, so now I have another line. I'm going to attempt to move these over. Here, I'm going to hold my reverse tweezers. That's why we found out that's how it works. And I'm going to push those beads up. And I'm going to try and flip that around. And I want this to just have a second line, but be a little short, a little bit longer. There's probably such an easier way to do this, but this is how I'm doing it today. Take the tweezers. Okay. I'm trying to remember which side has the, okay, that's not the right one. Okay, and then another line, and I just gotta find the end of my, okay. Well, I don't know if I like that. Okay, let's see if we just do this and tuck it. Oh, and I lost the backing again. Okay, well, needless to say, it didn't quite go as planned. Oh, there we go. Something like that, anyway. Just gotta move some of those beads are sticking to my tape. There we go. Go down. Go down. Go down. Thank you. Okay, and it's just adding kind of like a whimsical, almost necklace type thing. If you can see what I'm doing there. You definitely want to add another piece of tape to the back of it just to hold it in place. But, you know, it's something different. I thought it would be kind of cool to do something where you could just make a whole bunch of clouds and then just pull them out while you need them. So, did that work? I'll leave it up to you to decide. It's a little different. Obviously, rain falls straight down, but I thought it'd be kind of cute if it's kind of coming down in almost like a string necklace type thing. Just something different. We have a very whimsical stamp, so why not? Anyway, I hope you like the Will It Work Wednesday. What I'll probably end up doing for the next one in 2 weeks here is I'll put up a poll. I have a whole bunch of different ideas in my head. So it is one of those things where we go, okay, what would people like to see? I would like you guys to vote if you can. And I hope I gave you at least maybe some inspiration. And I will show you guys my card once it's done. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. I'm going to go put these beads away before they spill everywhere. And have a great Wednesday, everybody. And thanks, everyone. Thanks, Melanie. Appreciate your comments. Okay.